The National Cattlemen's Beef Association exists to serve the interests of its members, cattle producers from every state and all segments of the beef industry. That focus is reflected in the fact that NCBA officers are cattle producers who volunteer their time to serve in leadership roles. Let's head to Florida to learn a little more about the home operation of Marty Smith, the man serving as the 2020 NCBA president.
Raising cattle in Florida is just a little different. For example, at times, Marty Smith can be found on an airboat checking an area that will, in dry periods, provide grazing for his cows.
We are on Levy Lake, which is more of a marsh than it is a lake. It's several thousand acres in here of historic marshland. In drought times, this will go down, will be somewhat dry out here. And when it dries out, it's got marsh grass, which is, and what is the management? The management is stay out of the cow's way. They figure it out and they know how to utilize this. And we open the gate and they're gonna come here because they know what's out here. And so you'll see them wading out here into the water sometime to eat the marsh grass. And we certainly think that as long as we can continue to run cattle here and utilize this, enjoy it, keep it the way that we do, take care of the water, take care of the resources, take care of the wildlife, which we take as part of our charge here and part of our role, that's a whole lot better than having a housing development.
In spite of intense development pressure in Florida, the Smith Brothers is a family ranch with a long history. A one-room church hand-built by Marty's great-grandfather in 1852 is still in use on the property, and the cattle herd is still here as well.
My family's operation here dates back to around 1850. So we say 170 years now of being in the cattle business in the state of Florida. My family originally settled here from South Carolina. Cattle have been in this area of the state dating back almost 500 years now. And cattle back then were really wild. And so when they came here, the original Florida cattle people were called cow hunters, not cattlemen, because they really hunted the cattle in the woods and in the swamps. So that's how they started here. And what we're looking at here today is Brangus and Brayford cattle for the most part. Historically, the Brahman cross cattle is what perform here. They're able to tolerate the heat. Our grass quality here is not what it would be really in any other part of the country. This is poor quality grass. We do have the ability though, because of, and we're standing here today in early January and the temperature's in the 70s and grass is growing today. So this is, we're unique in that regard. We can grow a lot of low quality forage. But we have to have an animal that's going to be able to convert low quality forage and make beef out of it. My wife and I have two boys. One just graduated from college, graduated from the University of Georgia a few weeks ago. The younger child is a freshman at Florida Southern down in Lakeland, Florida. Both of them are very interested though in the day-to-day operations here, willing to work here and willing to help.
With the help of his family and his crew, Marty leads the effort to manage the cattle, control brush, and maintain water quality and wildlife habitat. In addition, as a past president of the Florida Cattlemen's Association, Marty works to bring the cattle community together at his ranch, hosting friends, family, and those involved in the cattle business.
When we go and we sit down around, as we talk it, around the fire, nothing is off limits. Every opinion counts. Everything can be discussed. There's no, we can't talk about that. I want NCBA to operate that way. It's that team building that grows out of that, of being able to frankly discuss issues, problems, challenges, try to come to some unity, but joint decisions. And I invite people to come be part of that with me. I think really what I try to bring is this team building.
Building unity and service to the beef industry has become a Smith family tradition. Joanne Smith was the first female president of the National Cattlemen's Association back in 1985. Now, Marty takes the reins of NCBA with a view that the future is full of opportunities.
We all talk about global opportunities, and certainly we have seen some great headway made. And again, for those that say, well, NCBA doesn't do anything for me, Look at the new Japan treaty, where the tariffs have gone to a fraction of what they were, where the quotas have gotten raised, and that doesn't happen without an NCBA. It surely doesn't happen without this NCBA. When they start talking about sustainability, and we're standing on land where cows were here 500 years ago, and you look at all the beef that's been produced here through the years, all the people that have been fed off of these Florida ranches, and yet if we turn our backs, it's not going to be that way anymore. We have got to do a lot as an organization, as an industry, to get that message out about what a great thing we're doing environmentally, what a great sustainable industry we are, but that future is ahead of us. And I think what we do here today, what we do as a group, is what's going to make the difference, not just for ourselves, but more importantly for all the future generations that follow us.
Whether he's checking on cows, hosting a steak fry, or leading a board meeting, Marty Smith is all in on the U.S. beef cattle industry. And he's committed to working through NCBA to preserve and protect the future for cattle operations like the one his family has called home for 5 generations.
It's kind of hard to beat this now, isn't it? We're standing here in January, and it's like I say, it's somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees. The sun's out, grass is growing, calves are dropping. My family's been here with me. They'll be with me tonight. And there isn't anything quite as much fun being out in your cow pasture with your family, your friends. That's what this is about. This is what, again, we're going to bring that same atmosphere to NCBA too. So come join, be part of it.